Hello, folk and folkettes. How's it going? This is Doggone John. I am doing a little bit of a walk around on a new knife, and I'm hoping that you guys will enjoy this. I just upgraded my camera gear a little bit, and I've got myself a microphone and I got myself a tripod. So we're fancy in here now, y'all. Really fancy. Anyway, let me get a sip of my the Fresca real quick. All right. I'm sure that was fun to hear in 4K, right? Okay. No. Anyway, no more fooling around. This here is a grail knife of mine. I've been after something like this. Maybe not this one in particular, but a Northwoods for quite some time now, and I am very, very, very happy to have one in my possession now. Side note, I don't have a Chris Reeves anymore. I traded that up for this, and I don't regret anything about that deal whatsoever. This thing is exactly what I wanted. It tickles me every time I pick it up and put it in the pocket for the day. So far, it's just everything you could ask for. Anyway, let's stop stalling here and show you the knife, man. We're like a minute in. I haven't shown you the dang thing. So it comes in that slip there. That's a Northwoods. It's from Main Street Pocket, or it's a Main Street Pocket slip. Excuse me. It's really large for this thing, and I'm kind of surprised that they gave you that with this knife in particular. But you know what? I'm not going to judge. You can do what you want. Um, get a sip going. So this here is called a Hawthorne Jack from Great Eastern Cutlery, or should I say it's from Northwoods, made by Great Eastern Cutlery. Northwoods, if you don't know, is a brand off of Knives Shipped Free. So they have their own line from GEC, and they're called the Northwoods. They're pretty much as crazy as it gets in that world of Great Eastern Cutlery knives and stuff like that. They're extremely rare. They're extremely hard to get, and their values pretty much about triple every single time that they come out with one, and it sits for a little bit. So that's why I'm pretty excited to have one, and especially this model. It's pretty dang awesome. I can't say too much bad about it. Let's go through a couple things though. So this is the very first run of the Hawthorne Jacks. So they have basically different versions. It's like V1, V2, it goes on and on and on. It's numbered. So this is from the first run, and this is a 1 of 50 knife. There's only 50 of these out there, and I got one now. I got one, y'all. So I've got a 1 of 50 Hawthorne Jack. It's in green micarta, and you can kind of tell it's really similar to my 71 bullnose that's in green linen micarta. If you put them right next to each other, they are pretty much identical as far as that goes. And I love that micarta to death, so this thing here has no trouble sitting in the collection for me. Now, these things came in two different blade profiles. This has a clip point to it with a saber grind on there. This is what they call the saber grind. It's kind of split down the middle there, and they have a pretty rough grind down until it gets to the actual blade shape. And then it has this clip point right there. So this one here's the clip point. They also made a Warncliffe version, which I would have I would have enjoyed that just as much. So that would have just came and swooped down like the little bird talon, the bird beak, whatever you want to say, of the typical Warncliffe, and this would have had a straight line across. That would have been pretty dang awesome at the same time. You know what I'm saying? I would have liked that. Now, she is about 3 7/8 closed inches. That is, because this is America. We use inches. I'm sorry, but that's what we do here. And anyway, so this is 3 7/8 inches closed, and it's pretty lengthy. In the palm, it still has about a ½ inch, maybe a little bit more over top there. So you have a great grip on this thing if you get a full grip on there. The slender profile is nice. I like the ergonomics. It fits down in the hand pretty much exactly like you want it to. Like if you look at that, doesn't that just look like it's supposed to be in there? To me it does. And it's going to stay in there. This hand in particular. I'm just being goofy today, y'all. Sorry. So you're going to have to deal with it if you're going to watch this. This is a 1095er, carbon steel, of course, as you can tell. She gets the teeners. She gets the teeners on there. And it has been used and abused a little bit, but you know what? It's still solid. Solid as an ox. No rocking, no blade play, no nothing. Speaking of which, let's go through a couple things here. We're going to start with fit and finish. So your pins are flush, perfect looking. The top ones here seem to be a little bit shallower for some reason. Excuse my hands, by the way. I was just changing brakes on my truck, so they're a little bit dirty. I'm sorry. Anyway, back to this. The pin there, yeah, it's a little shallow on the top one for some reason. Maybe that's purposeful. I'm not really sure. No gappage on the back spring. Nothing like that. I dropped it earlier, and I could kick myself for that one. But there's a little bit of a, it's kind of hard to capture. There's a little bit of a nick down there now, but that's not fit and fitment issue on their end. On their end. Now, proud tip. Not a chance. Not a chance. She sits nice and shallow in there. Centering. Let's check that out. Right down the dang middle. Look at that. That's Broadway Street right there. Right in the center of it. Now, I think the materials on this are just absolutely gorgeous. They fit perfectly with this knife. I don't think that they needed to change a thing. I believe those are nickel silver bolsters like typically they use on there. The Northwoods arrowhead shield should be in the same exact material. And the back spring is, I believe it's the same material. It doesn't seem to teener up because you can tell on there it's seen some use and some lifetime, and it's not teenered too much. It's just kind of scratched. So, not too shabby. Let's talk action now. This here is the closest I've ever had a GEC to a nail breaker. I'm going to call that, this might be a little brazen, but I'm going to call that about a 6-7 pull on that minimum. And it wants to jump to the next level. Just watch this. Yeah. It's ready to go, man. And girl. I gotta respect both audience members, if there are any. I know it's mostly just a bunch of dudes who are probably watching this, though. So that's why I say that. But if there are some ladies, I apologize. And thank you for watching. So, all around, it is not going to leave the collection. I don't think ever. This here is probably mine forever. I'm in love with this thing. I think it just fits my personality. It fits my uses. And the stylistic choices that they made of this is just unreal. I love it. Saber grind, I think, just matches this in a really complimentary way. Like I said, I think the Wharncliffe would look fine too, but I think that the Saber just matches this really well. So, anyway, I'm going to set that down there. Let me get another sip of Fresca real quick. I get to talking a lot, and I get parched. My mouth gets dry, you know what I mean? So, anyway, I appreciate everybody watching. My subscriber count seems to keep rising, so thank you to everybody who's been tuning in and watching my videos lately. There's more to come, and I will always try to do my best to be somewhat timely while also not stretching myself too thin, because that's the balance you need in your life, right? But I have some stuff showing up, and I will keep this rolling. So I'm going to wrap this one up here. I'm almost on 10 minutes. I hope that you guys are having a great week to start out here, or I guess it's like almost the middle now. Hopefully you've had a great week so far, then I'll just say that. And you have a great week to finish too. Tomorrow's my Friday, and I'll be off again, and I'll be doing some leather work. So anyway, I'm going to wrap it up. Y'all have a great day. This is Doggone, signing out.